In the summer of 1946, prices in Hungary doubled every 15 hours. Not every year, not every month. Every 15 hours. Order a coffee at breakfast, and by dinner it costs twice as much. By Monday, 8 times. By next week, 1,000 times. Hungary printed the largest banknote in human history, 100 quintillion pengo. That's a 1 followed by 20 zeros on a single bill. A loaf of bread that cost 6 pengo right after the war cost nearly 6 billion pengo just 10 months later. Workers were paid every single day, sometimes twice, because waiting until Friday meant your wages could buy almost nothing at all. People stopped counting money and started weighing it. Banknotes burned in kitchen stoves because paper money was now cheaper than actual firewood. At the peak, inflation hit nearly 42 quadrillion % in 1 month. It remains the worst hyperinflation ever recorded on Earth. Then, in August, the government pulled off one of the strangest tricks in financial history. Hold that thought. It's coming, because first you need to know what actually died in Hungary that year. It wasn't the paper. Paper was everywhere. What died was something invisible, something every coin and bill in your pocket depends on completely. So what is money, really? Money works because everyone quietly agrees. It works. A piece of paper is worth dinner only because tomorrow someone else will accept it. Inflation is that agreement weakening. Each unit of money buys a little less, so every price you see slowly drifts upward. The usual cause sounds almost childish. More money gets created than there are things to buy. Too much cash chasing too few goods. Germany learned this after World War I. Crushed by war debts, the government paid its bills the easy way. It printed. In 1918, a loaf of bread in Germany cost 1/4 of 1 mark. 5 years later, 80 billion marks. 1 American dollar had bought 4 German marks before the war. By November 1923, $1 bought 4 trillion marks. Here's the part nobody tells you. Hyperinflation doesn't hurt everyone equally. It picks winners and losers, and it picks them by category. Savers were annihilated. A middle-class family's savings, enough for a house in 1921, couldn't buy a cup of coffee by 23. But debtors won. Anyone who owed money repaid it in confetti. Farms and factories with mortgages watched their debts simply evaporate. Remember who wins when money loses value. That one detail explains something strange about your own money today. We'll get there. In Berlin in 1923, workers were paid in the late morning so they could rush out and spend everything by lunchtime. Wives waited at factory gates on payday, grabbed the bundles of cash, and sprinted to the shops before afternoon prices arrived. One customer ordered a coffee and drank it slowly. By the time he asked for the bill, the price had doubled. In Munich, a thief stole a suitcase stuffed full of banknotes. He dumped the money in the street and kept the suitcase. Children built kites and toy blocks from bundles of bills. Families papered their walls with money. It was cheaper than wallpaper. This is what economists mean when they say money is trust. When trust dies, the paper keeps circulating, but it's only paper, and the fix was almost absurdly simple. In November, Germany introduced a brand new currency, the Rentenmark, and crossed 12 zeros off every price. 1 Rentenmark replaced 1 trillion paper marks. Nothing physical had changed overnight. Same factories, same fields, same people. Yet prices froze. It worked because people decided to believe in it. Stability returned within weeks. Trust, it turns out, can be rebuilt by declaration. You'd think humanity filed this lesson away forever, except it happened again. Worse, within living memory. And you can buy the evidence. Zimbabwe, 2008. The government printed money to cover its spending, and inflation reached almost 90 sextillion% a year. That's a 9 followed by 22 zeros. At that speed, prices in Zimbabwe were doubling roughly every 25 hours. Every single day. In January 2009, Zimbabwe issued the note it is now famous for, $100 trillion, on a single bill. On the day it appeared, that 100 trillion was worth about 30 American dollars. Within weeks, it couldn't buy a loaf of bread. By April, the country simply gave up. Zimbabwe abandoned its own currency and switched to American dollars and South African rand. Then came the punchline. Collectors started buying the dead notes as souvenirs of the disaster, and prices for them kept climbing. Today, that $100 trillion bill sells for more real money as a collectible than it was ever worth as currency. 3 countries, 3 collapses, 1 pattern. Governments that printed money to escape their problems, and ordinary citizens who paid for it. So the obvious conclusion is that inflation is a disease, and the only healthy number is 0%. That seems like common sense. Here's what almost nobody knows. The people who run the world's money disagree. They want inflation, on purpose, every single year. Nearly every major central bank on Earth aims for about 2% inflation forever. Your money is designed to shrink slowly. And the origin of that sacred number? Not a formula, not a study. A politician improvising on New Zealand television. In March 1988, Finance Minister Roger Douglas was asked about inflation and casually promised to get it near 0 to 1%. New Zealand's central bank was now stuck with his words. Officials settled on 0 to 2%, adding a point for measurement error. In 1989, they wrote it into law, the first inflation target in history. New Zealand's inflation had been running near 16%. It worked. By December 1991, the target was hit, a full year early. Canada copied it, then Britain, Sweden, Australia. Why aim for 2% instead of 0? Because of a glitch in your brain that economists call money illusion. People judge money by the number on it, not by what it buys. A pay cut feels unbearable. A raise below inflation feels fine. Wages are sticky. Nobody accepts a smaller number. A little inflation lets real wages adjust quietly without anyone facing a pay cut. In other words, 2% is a lubricant made of psychology, but lubricant is not free, and you are the one paying for it. At 2% inflation, prices double roughly every 35 years. Slow enough to ignore, fast enough to quietly have your savings. And 2% is the target, not the reality. As of June 2026, American inflation is running at 3.5%. Remember Germany's winners and losers? The same logic runs today, in slow motion. Inflation still taxes savers and quietly rewards borrowers. And the biggest borrowers on Earth are governments. Steady inflation shrinks their debts year after year without a single vote being cast. That's why nobody running the system wants 0. Money that holds its value perfectly is money that forgives nobody's debts. So cash, sitting in a drawer, is not neutral. It is a melting asset, losing a slice of its purchasing power every year. By design, defense is a single mental switch. Always think in real numbers. A raise below inflation is a pay cut with better marketing. Now, Hungary's trick from the beginning. August 1946, a brand new currency, the forint, wiped the pengo away overnight. All the pengo in the entire country, every wheelbarrow and bonfire of it, converted to less than 1/5 of 1 forint. Money is a story we agree to believe. Inflation is that story slowly changing. Next time, the machine that prices every loan on Earth.